Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. My friends, let's talk about vision. I hope you're having a good day. I plan on doing the same. Thanks for your support. All that primary stuff. Smash the subscribe button. Blah, blah, blah. Manticore Vision on Himmel's Fisherman's Bay. I'm going to go someplace that I've seen people go to. I don't think about it very often. I need to think about it more because it turns out to be a really nice little spot, at least initially, to sort of control the west side from the south spawn. So you're going to see me come in here, and I'm actually going to zoom out because I'm thinking about it as I'm pushing up here. Also, I'm top tier. So there is another Manticore, but there's not a lot of good, great scouts here. They've got an Udez, or not an Udez, but a Hawk, which is pretty good. And obviously the Manticore, but I'm looking at this, and so I zoomed out because what I wanted to know was, I was looking at this going, can I get into one of these bushes right here? You know what I'm saying? One of these dudes right up here, right in front of me. Now, the approach has to be careful because I know the other Manticore is more than likely trying to get to the bush at ED2, right here, this little crossroads with these nice bushes. It's a really great spot for the north scout to get to. So I'm going to try to use the bush to cover my approach. It's not going to be perfect because there are gaps in the bush, but I'm figuring, looking at how fast I'm going and knowing how fast the other Manticore can go, I'm hoping he's probably right in this middle area about right now, and I should be able to sneak into that bush and maybe see something trying to get into these bushes up here. The other concern is anyone going right up to the middle, and will they crest this hill here? So this is a bit of a high-risk, high-reward bush. But what's cool about this is we see this dude. And now I'm going to take a little while to try to sneak into this bush and cover up from both sides, because I do want to be careful about somebody showing up over here. There's a bush against this building that people can use from the north spawn, and if they'd have been there pretty early, I'd have been seen and maybe even just killed. But now I've snuck my little tiny Manticore into this, and any of the really small scouts will be able to do this right here. But I actually caught the other Manticore out, which is really nice. If he's good, and he actually turns out to be pretty good, and he tricks me a little bit later on what he does, he'll know where I am. So there goes the Lancet. Now I'm well out ahead of my guns. So I'm clicking on that. About now, you can see the guys are all getting up on the sniper line right there, and now I'm hoping to see that Lance and C disappear. So I'm checking all around me. I'm not that familiar with this bush, so I'm checking what's back there. I'm lighting guys as they cross, and now we're going to pick up a little bit of spotting in here up to 1246, and these guys get seen immediately. The Lance and C gets thumped. We're already up to 1400. The problem is that my sniper line starts to get spotted too, because the other Manticore is down in the bushes down there. Or at least he was. So anytime, just so you're aware, anytime you're on this sniper line here and you know there's a scout up in these bushes here, you are going to be spotted when you fire. So you better be moving backwards if you take that chancy shot as soon as possible. So I'm checking to my right because I'm kind of expecting maybe somebody to come over here and investigate what's going on. I'd love to take that shot, but I'm going to get spotted. Unfortunately, that doesn't help me right there, and now I've got the AMX-30. So there's the Hawk in the middle. I do note that about this time. We don't have anybody on the 5-6 line. That's kind of a problem. So I've noted that, and I'm already considering when I might go back. The WZ-111 does something very strange, and then our team does something dumber. I note that. I'm like, well, that's not great. That's probably going to push me out of this bush here pretty quickly. I may have to reposition. The city looks okay, and I'm still thinking about that Hawk 12 because I'd love to get in there and take him out. So they know the WZ's there. I'm able to spot them if they move forward. And pretty soon the Muppets are going to YOLO against this guy. We got a guy in an Object 907 right there. I'm picking up the MX-30 back in the back there. Actually, somebody else. I don't know if I actually saw him. That must have been me. There's nobody else close enough. Very interesting. Now we've got a 15-16 wandering around. That's kind of the guy I'm a little bit concerned about. But as long as I stay in the bush, he shouldn't be able to see me. And there he goes. He crosses. I'll pick him up again here in a minute, I believe. There he goes. There's the Manticore. So he moves, and I immediately see him. And those guys haven't done what they're going to do here in a minute. I'm just really hoping that they're able to hit this 15-16 a little bit. Artie goes in and misses. Manticore's moving up.
Ready to fire.
I give it the old T. Hey, shoot this guy. Somebody shoot him. There's the Manicore. Popping up. Now, the good thing about that particular spot is you can go up to that spot and get spotted by the guys where the 907 is. So you're not necessarily going, it's definitely the bush where I am. Notice the stupid Centurion 5.1 goes in and the CC 67 goes in, and the WZ is absolutely crushing the life out of him. Somebody in the back just thumped him for 700. Now the 907 goes in with 1,600 hit points, and I'm sitting here watching this disaster over here unfold thinking, oh my gosh, this is not good. So the CC67 is still alive for the moment. They're finally reducing the WZ. The 907, I think, ends up winning this. The UDES is now moving forward. And so now I'm concerned about the western side. I'm liking what's going on the eastern side, watching that, and I'm still got that Hawk 12 in my mind there. I want to make sure that this flank gets sorted out, though. So that's not bad. We kill a 60 TP. We got rid of the WZ-111 1-4. We have a 15-16 and a Manicore, and they're now stuffed by the 907 with some TD backup back there. So I'm not hating what we're doing right now. It's starting to look a little bit better. Manicore does what he needs to do when there's 2 artillery. Just for you guys who tuck up against that windmill right there, be very careful. With 2 artillery, it's not a safe spot. Notice the 212 has shots. Actually, the 53-55 does not have shots, but the 212 does have shots right there. So the Manicore bails out. I do the same thing. If I get up there and I'm permalit, proxy lit, there's no reason to stay there. So now I'm going to bail out. Fine. Let's let those guys stay there. I go straight to this little bit of low ground. Notice that the east side, they're starting to push, but they need some eyes, okay? They got to be careful. There's a lot of tanks there. They got to be careful about getting shredded by the snipers up here, and one of the places they're going to get spotted is from the Hawk 12. So if I can get rid of whatever might be here, and I'm hoping just the Hawk 12 is, so we'll just kind of sneak in here. Let's see what we got. No, there's nobody there. Take a look, okay. And I'm going to be aggressive here. Based on counting noses, I don't think there's anyone here. So we'll go ahead and pop in here and see if we can get a little shot. We'll shut that guy down. That worked out nicely. And we'll come over here and like, oh, shit, there's that guy. Proxy lit. He's not paying attention, though, which surprised me. I'm not reloaded. It takes me a while. We'll go ahead and pop him. Boom. Then I'm thinking, all right, guys down below, help me out. There you go, Char. Make it happen, buddy. Make it happen. Make it rain. Boom. Down. Long reload. There goes their arty. Let's shut down one of their arty. We put a shot on him. Unfortunately, it's not quite enough. The other arty fires from the same spot. And this is where the other Manicore is going to get me just a little bit. Their arty's making a runner, at least the one we see. Armor not hit. Great. I hit the front wheel, it looks like. I went through where there was no hitbox behind it. Dang it! All right, looking good, right? We've got 2,888 spotting, 1,129 damage, and a kill. The guys over on the west side have managed to hold them back, which is good. We've been watching that as we go. The push to the northeast has worked, but now we got a bunch of heavies, and they're going to be pushing into a bunch of campers. Now, these aren't terribly scary tanks, but given enough shots without being lit, they could start to reduce those guys pretty well. So the sniperinos back here need help. And it looks like we have enough pressure potential over on the west side that we can push in here and start lighting these guys up. And I'm thinking, well, I'm a very sneaky Manicore. I can get in here pretty deep before they see me. But I'm going to get surprised. So I come down this way. Now notice how low I am. I'm going to zoom in. Notice how low I am in this low ground. So far, somebody who's up on the hill up there has to have some pretty good spotting. And there's no line of sight from, wait for it, I'm going to come across here. Now I'm going to go around the circle. Ooh, okay, lit and hit. Interesting. Well, maybe I got close enough to one of these guys, potentially. We're going to find out who it really was here in just a moment. We'll just keep pushing in. Guy dies before I can do anything. Come across here. Check this out. Move across this way, thinking everything is good. Surely nobody sees me. Stop calling me Shirley. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. More than likely he fired, I would say. More than likely he fired, but that's the dude that saw me. Right? As soon as I sort of went up this here in that line of sight, so I was covered up by that ridge, but that was sneaky of him. Last I knew he was over here. I really expected him to be along this edge. I thought maybe he'd be over in these bushes again, but I didn't really consider he'd have moved into here, which is a decent spot, provided he doesn't get proxy lit by someone coming straight across, which is not what I did right there. But would definitely see the heavies coming up along the edge here and allow all the snipers to have shots. I put a shot on him, and then it's about maybe right here that I noticed. There we go. Oh, well, there you go. Now I noticed the Manticore because he just shot me. Got my driver, killed one of my 2 crew. Go ahead and cover up, do a little power slide action. I sort of ignore him. Am I going to get a shot? Yeah, actually, I guess I do get a shot. One more shot on him. Go ahead and back behind there. Ooh, thank goodness. Got missed. Pretty quickly, I'm going to ignore him. I'm thinking the charge got him. Yep, good. Let's go up here and get the same X30. And it's pretty much the route is on at this point. Just going to come up and over and put a shot on that guy. We kill him off. Keep on keeping on. We got 1 Scorpion left. We got 2,200. There's another little bit of assist. 4162. Another bit of assist. And then we're going to go for the ram. Shot. We weren't quite rammy enough. Weren't quite rammy enough. I did 139. But I took 355. We finish him off with the shot. So we've got 3 kills, 2,613 damage, 4,626 assist, and that it was all about vision control, which I meant to talk about a little bit more, but we did discuss this bush right about here, I suppose it is. High risk, relatively high reward. Hung out there for a bit, blunted some of that action that was going on over there, left it to the campers and whatnot, swung to the middle to bring the vision over to there, try to clean out or help to clean out whatever might be there. We end up getting out the Hawk and then taking the vision forward to get into the corner and getting a little bit tricked by the other Manticore. Very surprised to see where he was, although that's a pretty good spot to post up for a tank like that. He ends up getting spotted, though. I think he must have fired. I don't know if I burned through or what happened there, but I feel like he may have fired right there. And once we kill him, which was not critical, once he was lit and they knew where he was, eventually he was going to get overrun. But get up in here and clear out the rest of the nest by putting vision up on top. And it looks like the south sort of started to push. Maybe they were just sniperinos up in there, but at least the Scorpion and the WT moved up close enough to get shots, and we closed the thing out. So there you go, my friends. Bit of vision, bit of a maneuver, bit of an aggressive early spot for a scout. Was a great setup being the top tier and having that scout. Not quite as scary as working against a bunch of other tier 10 scouts. There was another Manticore. Good on him. He had a pretty good game in there as well. Old high quality violence. That's all I've got for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see ya.